City. It's the Wendy Williams Show.
How you doing? The kids have come to play today. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. With all due respect, have several seats. My girls are always turned out. I give it to you straight, no chaser.
Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. Okay. I put a kiss in my wig. How you doing? I'm doing great, but I've got a lot to talk about, so let's get started. It's time for... You know it. So, I'm so excited to meet for the first time in my life Alfonso Ribeiro. Like, I think back to all the people I've met in my life. I can't believe that we've never met. So he's here and he's ready, so he'll be out later. So, you know, it's only like 2 minutes after 10 o'clock here in New York. And Live with Kelly and Michael is on from 9 to 10. So me and the Bureau were able to watch. And let me tell you something, okay? So Kelly finally showed up to work today. And it was like a monologue from Saturday Night Live. Now, I love Kelly, but she stood separate from Michael. You know he normally pulls her chair out and stuff? She pulled her own chair out. Also, she's been spending a lot of time in the gym on these days off, because her guns were like, okay. Anyway, it was awkward to watch, hurtful, because I like Kelly and I like Michael. But take a look.
I needed a couple of days to gather my thoughts. After 26 years with this company, I earned the right. And let's be honest, I know half of you called in sick to be here, so we get each other. What transpired, though, over the course of a few days has been extraordinary, in the sense that it started a much greater conversation about communication and consideration, and most importantly, respect in the workplace. I am thrilled for Michael. I am thrilled for you. This is a tremendous opportunity, and I couldn't be, and we couldn't be prouder of you and everything we accomplished together.
I thought she was gonna continue to talk and you all started clapping, and sometimes it gets just a little, just shh, so we can hear. Okay, no, this is a big moment. Suzanne. Yes. This is a big moment.
It is a big moment.
This is not the first talk show you've ever worked on.
No, it certainly isn't.
You know talk. Mm-hmm. Awkward?
A little awkward, but I thought she did a good job.
I thought that she should come out and sit next to him. I don't think that she should have taken any days off. You know? And now, you know what I'm saying? Now maybe that would be your passive-aggressive move. to take days off and not show up because something's going down.
I'll probably take a couple weeks off.
No,
Just really milk it.
I'm aggressive passively. I would have shown up the very next day. I would not taken any days off. I would have sat there like, I already told you this though. I would have been like, hey Michael. Like, what do they talk? You know when they say, and we'll be right back. So what do you talk to him about? I need a person who's been in the audience today to come over here to Wendy tomorrow. Melissa and the audience department will hook you up with tickets, okay? I need to know what you see behind the scenes during this live show. Now, body language looks all great. I've never seen them stare at one another more than I do now, but I think that this is a lot of backpedaling from ill behavior. Like, it's not Kelly's fault that this happened, you know, but she did take off, which is bad. It's Michael who's the partner, and maybe you're saying, well, Michael should have told Kelly that he was leaving, but from what I understand, the suits were nervous that if he told Kelly, Kelly would talk, which is exactly what we talked about, that you tell somebody and that somebody talks. And if Michael, no point in blocking his paycheck, if he's about to get more money and go into GMA, which by the way, he shares the spotlight with 25 people versus right here where, this right here is the cushiest job in the world. You know, and with GMA, like the Today Show is on their backs now. I mean, the Today Show, they go back and forth, who's number one per week, you know? Whereas Kelly and Michael, that was a win. And I don't know whether he's going to stay until September, but he doesn't join GMA till September. And so look, it might not be good for them, but this is the kind of stuff that me and the Bureau love. I hate you. Okay, so you knew it wasn't going to be long before fighting over money would happen in the Prince camp. Well, it's still very sad. According to TMZ, Prince apparently died without leaving a will. Well, clap in the audience if you have a living will. Not good enough. Not good enough. I've had a living will for over 20 years. Well, because I believe in the killer. And I'm a conspiracy theorist. And this is even before having the boy. It's just like, okay, well, who's gonna get my flower ring? You know, and who's gonna get, you know, my ring? And who's going to get, like, stuff? Whatever your stuff is. Wills are not just for rich people, they're for people. Like, and the idea that Prince allegedly is worth $350 million, although some people are saying $150 million, and that he was not really good with money at all. And he did not have this living will. And you know, like when you know you're sick, like apparently Prince knew something about his health that he didn't want to share with us. Can we agree on that? Yes. So if you know that your health is taking a dive bomb, don't you call up an attorney and try to make things right? Like, I know he had no children, although I'm sure Mai Tai will write the book and we'll find out exactly what happened with that. You know, he was married for 9 years of his life. Yeah, he was married to Manula for 5 years, Testoli, a real exotical. And to Mai Tai for 4 years. But no kids were produced. He did not have, as far as we know, you know, the great love of his life. You know, mom, dad, you know, siblings. He had the one sister with the rainbow hair that we keep seeing and everything. I forget her name. Taika. Okay, Taika is his one sibling with both parents. Now he's got a bunch of half siblings and a couple of half sibling children, nieces, nephews. But if no one comes forward with a will, his fortune now, according to Minneapolis law, would be split between his sister and his 5 half siblings. Now, we don't know even if he liked these people. It's like real selfish, though, to leave that kind of money around and not write it off to somebody. You know, like if Taika is his main sibling and the other ones he never really talked about, well, they're gonna share in the same estate division as Taika. That's not right. So after today's show, who's going to get a living will? Just saying. And he had really tight control over his music. Like you would never hear ba 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 kiss. That was my Mickey D remix. How you doing? He kept control of his music, so there were no commercials or sampling. He did not like, I remember at one point in Game's career, Game wanted to do a song with Prince or something like that, and Prince was like, no, I'm not putting my music out like that. So that's great. That's power. Like, that's some real boss stuff, if you can do that. But I'm just surprised that he didn't have a plan for his music legacy. They say that there are thousands of songs in the vault. Okay, can we talk? Yes. I mean, real talk?
Yes.
You know, like my favorite Prince song is Adore. My second favorite is Most Beautiful Girl in the World. Just nice. But I have other Prince songs that I love, but in my mind, what I love is only 25% of what he has going on, because the rest of it are a bunch of guitar licks and 16-minute interludes with messages that I don't really understand. You know, because Prince in his own, look, he lived his life on his own terms, and a lot of people can't say that. But whatever's in that vault, I'm not sure that I can't, like, will Elvis Duran play these songs? Because I'm not into the B-side of nothing anymore. Well. But for his Beehive, I'm sure you'll love those 1,000 songs. Anyway, there's also talks that they're gonna turn his home into Paisley Park. They're gonna turn it into a museum. Well, I don't think that they need to put much effort into that. Because it already looks like a museum. Or, shout out to my friends in Short Hills, New Jersey, doesn't this look like where you enter Neiman Marcus at the Short Hills Mall? like, you pull up, and then you valet your car, and then you walk inside the Neiman Marcus, and then you go have something to eat, and then you come back out and get your car and go. It looks like, have you ever seen the pictures of the inside of his home? No. Do those pictures cost a lot?
We don't have them today, but
we'll get them tomorrow.
We could get them, yeah.
Don't pay a lot, though.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anyway, inside there's like movie theaters and bedrooms and rooms for everything. Like if you're over at his house and you're doing music, there's the big studio. But if you have writer's block, then there's a room to unblock you. I don't know what it's decorated like. But all I picture are no windows and black walls and black floor. Anyway, rest in peace, Prince. Unfortunately, we've got to continue to follow this story. Shout out to everybody in Minneapolis. The Beehive is still swarming. I love a good surprise. You didn't tell me that was going to happen. That's so funny. I get in the house 2 days ago, or last Thursday from work, and a bee came in the house. I dropped my bags, broke a glass fixture I had in one of the bags, and commenced to swinging. There were no newspapers around. I literally took my wig off. You know? But it's that time of the year, you know what I'm saying? Where you have your windows and doors open a little bit more and all kind of vermin are flying in. Like, I can deal with a fly, but I can't deal with a bee. Not on the swarm. Anyway, so the Beehive is swarming, and now they're accusing Rita Ora of being Becky with the good hair. who cheated on Jay-Z. Well, Rita posted a picture in a lemon bra. This is days before the release of Lemonade. But I found this to be kind of side-eye, like, okay, what you doing? And then yesterday she stepped out in the same dress Beyonce wore in her Formation video. What do you make of this? Do you think that she and Jay-Z had a thing? Yeah. Clap if you do. Well, I don't much care one way or the other. Here's what I'm saying, though. Calling a white girl Becky, I've decided, on hi white people, that is not very nice. That's like calling a black girl Shaniqua. You know? Right. But if I called you Becky, like there's a time, Suzanne, if I called you Becky, I wouldn't think anything about it, and you never checked me.
No, I wouldn't, but I will now.
No, but I'm saying.
I don't look like a Becky. I'm not a Becky.
Well, you are a Becky, and you could call me a Shaniqua, but they're both derogatory. So we'll do that at the kitchen table, not here on TV.
No way.
In front of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I am not using that word anymore. So today's the last day I'm using it, and I encourage everybody, don't call white girls Becky. That is very hurtful. Side note, Rachel Roy, the other alleged B word, canceled a speaking appearance yesterday. Okay, suspicious, right? Because when you have a speaking appearance, you get a fee for that. And they usually give you a deposit and then give you the rest of your money at the door. So if you don't show up, that means you have to give your money back. Rachel just put out a statement on her Instagram saying that she was misunderstood and there's no truth to the rumor of an affair with Jay-Z. What, excuse me, the church says what? Then let's move along. Listen, clearly these are women who've never had babies that are getting at Chrissy Teigen and her parenting skills. Now, she had the baby 9 days ago, and so she went out to dinner with her husband. Big deal. They went to this place, it's called Nice Guys. It's like a restaurant, and then you open the door and there's a club on the other side. Like that. People are calling her selfish and saying it's too soon. I venture to say these people have never had a baby. Let me tell you something about babies. They're all in school, right? So let's talk about them. Okay. They come into our lives. We don't come into theirs. You know? Number one. Number two, how'd she get her belly so flat in just 9 days? Anyway, I love them as a couple. I don't feel as though 9 days is too soon. No, she wasn't on bed rest. A lot of us, I know I was on bed rest for 9 months. I couldn't, truth. You know, I only breastfed for 2 weeks because he was ravenous and I couldn't, like I couldn't keep up the schedule. Do you know what I'm saying? And so we put him on the Carnation, you know, so, right. But when I realized that it was okay, my mom gave me permission. I was on the floor in my closet, collapsed and crying, and she overheard, because, you know, she's nosy. And she comes in and she says, what's wrong? And I'm just like, I can't do it anymore, I can't breastfeed. And she's like, Tom? My father, bring the car around, grab the coupons. My mother had already been clipping coupons for, you know, the powder stuff. But when my mom gave me permission in her own way to not breastfeed, I was so happy to have a glass of champagne, to go on a diet, to like really, like to get back to being me. So, in conclusion, I find there to be nothing wrong with a woman going out for a meal with her man to feel like the she was before this thing happened. Well, you might as well keep clapping because Zac Efron is back on the market. What do you mean too much?
No, too much. No, too muscular.
Too muscular.
He got too muscular. Yeah, no? Oh.
They're throwing tomatoes at Suzanne. Zac and his girlfriend of a year and a half, Sammy?
Sammy. Yeah.
Well, reportedly they've broken up. Now, you know, Zac's got Baywatch coming out, and then later on in the summer, he's got Mike and Dave Need Wedding a Date, and I'm part of that cast, and so I got a chance to meet him and hug him. Okay. Real nice. And so it turns out Sammy is a fan of our show, and he was so excited that I was there, he literally calls her up, puts her on the speakerphone. Guess who I'm standing next to? It's Wendy. And Sammy is fanning out on the phone, and I just felt so loved. So I'm so sorry, Sammy and Zac, that this has not worked out. The only thing that I wish you two beautiful people would have done before splitting up is have a baby. Because that baby would be gorge. Gorge. But with that said, listen, these are two very young people. Zac is only 28, Sammy is about that same age. And you know, when you have it in you to be with somebody for a year and a half at 28 years old, it shows me one thing, and that is that you do have the ability to commit to somebody. But at 28, why commit to anybody? So I wish you both luck in your new single lives, and you're beautiful, both of you. Zac is down with the swirl, yes. Listen, I want to remind you, everybody, that you all have a chance to win a trip to Mexico during Wendy's Maycation giveaway. I know, this is so good. Starting this Thursday, and for the entire month of May, we'll be calling lucky Wendy watchers live on the air, and if you answer correctly a question that I will throw at you, then you could win a fabulous trip to Mexico, okay? We're gonna fly you there, along with a guest. You're gonna stay at the luxurious, all-inclusive Palace Resort located on Mexico's Caribbean coast. You'll enjoy beautiful beaches and fine dining and a really exciting nightlife. So just log on to my Facebook page to enter and make sure that you watch our show every day because I could be calling you, okay?